Alright, so here we are in the screen mode, and what you can see is today we're trying to achieve this basic t-shirt. With that, we are also going to learn a couple of tools, the navigation, reflect tool, Pathfinder, and paste to back. Basically we did paste to front in the previous video, and there's a little bonus for you. Okay, so let's get on to this. Okay, I had saved this little piece of block which we have done in the previous video. So again, if you'd like to refer back, please refer to the video which I've linked above. So let's begin with the block. Okay, before anything else, let's first of all understand a couple of things which is really important while we work on flat drawings. First is to navigate around the page. You must have seen how I moved from the left to the right. Sorry, let's remove this block. Yeah. Okay, so if you're using a magic mouse on the Mac, you can always swipe left or right on the mouse, or up and down, and whatever. I mean, you can just move around whatever direction you like. Otherwise, you can also use, for Windows, you can use the space bar, and then you see this hand icon that'll come, and then you just click and drag around. So that is how you can move around this whole area of your workspace. Okay, so that's one, which is navigation. Really important, because sometimes you'll need to move from one place to the other. Okay, now the other thing, the second part which is really important, is to be able to work in your zoom in. So basically you should zoom in while you're working on details. Okay, so you have two options. One is by pressing Command plus for zooming in and Command minus for zooming out, and for Windows it is Control plus for zooming in and Control minus for zooming out. Okay, and you can also similarly do like press the Alt key and use your mouse scroller top to bottom, then it'll zoom in and zoom out. So these are really important. Like, I'd like you to really get used to this way of working where you're actually engaging your left hand to do some commands or to support your work. Use the shortcut keys, use all these keys to help you navigate, so it becomes very intuitive for you, so your work gets faster, and you build up a habit of that. So in the beginning it'll be a little difficult for you, but try to get used to it as much as possible. All right, with that being said, let's move forward. Let's try to build this into a t-shirt. All right, so first thing is we'll use the white arrow, which is this, and you can also press the A on the keyboard. So I press A, and if you remember, I told you about selecting the anchor point, and what you have to do is you can just press Control C, Control F to copy this curve. Now use your right arrow, just press it like 1, 2, 3, just move it away from the body, just to so that you don't face any issue while you're trying to build further on this. Okay, next thing what you do is you use the pen tool, click on the top here on the blue box, click and create a little curve. It's up to you how you want to do the shape. I'd like to do it this way, so I'll just create a little curve and go down here and down and there. Okay, so now you've built this shape. You can just press V, and if you want if you want, you can just move it back with the two or three arrow buttons that you did last time. That way it helps to align. Okay, and then now I'm going to go a little faster because you know all these tools. So again, click on A, your white arrow, Control C, Control F. You are basically copying the line to make your stitch lines. We did stroke last time, same thing, dash 3 by 1. Let's do a variation so you can also observe what happens here. So I made it to 2 and there you go, it becomes 2. Okay, so if I zoom in you can see that. Alright, there's a little bit of a change. You see those curvy kind of dashes. You can change those settings from here. You can just explore these settings because they're going to be really handy. We're going to use this further again in this exercise. So just go for the cap on the first one. So you get this variation. You can understand what these are, so you can just explore that based on your requirement. I'll kind of do it like a double stitch because it's mostly like a flat lock which is done on the seam. Okay, number one is that. I'll do the similar thing on the bottom hem. Control C, Control F, moved up, press I, which is the eyedropper, and I just click to copy this. Press V, Control C, Control F, and just moved again another line, and we are done with this. Okay, so this is part 1. I mean, we just kind of covering up whatever we have done earlier. Now let's move on to the reflect tool. So to do a reflect tool, basically the idea is to create this as a full body. Now what we'll do is we'll just select everything, and I'm going to post another video of how to select objects and all those, so that'll come later. But anyways, all you have to do is use your black arrow and click and drag, select it all. Now just go to reflect tool and just double click on it, so you get this window. All you have to do right now is be on the vertical axis, not the horizontal. Vertical is going to be like the vertical mirror for you, and then just press copy, not OK, but copy, because you need to have another copy of the original. Okay, and that being done, just drag it, press the shift key so it just moves you perfectly horizontally. And then do one thing, just a little tip. I'll zoom in so you can understand what I'm saying. Is make sure that there's a little bit of an overlap with the first the original tool. Okay, now so that's how we do our reflect tool. Now the next thing is we need to get rid of this line between. So basically these are two different objects, we need to make it into one. Okay, so what we'll do is now we'll use the Pathfinder tool. You have to go to Window, Pathfinder on the Pathfinder. Okay, there are lots of really interesting options you can do here, but right now we'll just use Unite, the first one. Select both of these. So to select multiple, you can press shift and click on the other one, or you can just make a little selection wherever the box falls, it's going to select those objects. So here these two are selected, click on Unite. So there you go. So basically what happened was the two objects became one. So wherever anything is overlapping, it'll become like one object. Just to show you one other example, let's try to build some clouds. Okay, so easy stuff. You have some of these curves randomly done, they're overlapping on each other, and if you select all of it together and press Unite, you have a cloud ready for you. Yeah, just an example to how you can use it. We're going to use all of these tools in real advanced level coming in the coming videos, but this is first of all for you to understand this, and then we can always explore this as the exercise comes. But if you want to know and learn about all of these in one tutorial, do let me know. Feel free to do that, and I'll also tell you how to use it in the how this is going to solve your purpose of creating designs on clothing. Okay, anyways, let's get back here. So we did the Pathfinder and then we united this to front. Okay, what happened was we missed out. I think one of the layer came forward. So all we have to do is right click and arrange and send to back. So there you go, you get this back. So apart from your navigation, zoom in, zoom out, you also have to be very careful about your arrange to front and bring to back and all those things. So yeah, at the moment I'll just tell you that you just have to right click, arrange and send to back, but you can also see the keyboard shortcuts. I use the keyboard shortcuts to be faster. So again, just try to learn those things. Here I'm not finding the sleeves too great, it's too sloppy, so I'll just move them, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. Okay, there's a little curve I don't like. Anyways, let's just move on. Now the next thing what we need to do is select with the white arrow, select only the neckline. So there are some couple of vector points here because you merged two lines there. So Command C, Command F, you get a line here. Okay, let's copy with the black arrow now. Command C, Command F, and we just we'll press Shift and Alt together, so the resizing happens from the center, like from all the directions the resizing will happen if you press Shift and Alt. Okay, let's just keep it to this much and move it a little bit up. Okay, actually I'm sorry, maybe you don't even need to do this, you just have to move it a little up, and then you have to again press Command Shift, Shift and Alt, and there you go. So almost. So these are some physical adjustments that you'll need to do visually, and then what you do is just use your pen tool and click on the dot and then click on this dot, so they connect and they become one object, and then again do the same thing and here, and then let's just bring it down back to the position. Okay, there's this little problem where you see, you know, the angle of this is going a little up. That's not technically correct, so maybe we can just physically kind of manipulate it. That should do, and that should do. It's all very visual, so you can always take a call on that. Now the next thing you do is you create another curve, which is basically your the neck band behind. You can just draw something, or wait, let's leave that, and copy and paste again. Command C, Command F, and just drag it down. Then you can connect this with the upper line and click on this one and here. Okay, now I'll do the keyboard shortcut to bring to back, send to back. So Shift Command or Shift Control and this square bracket left, just that. Okay, so that's how you do that. And now again, if you need to add further more stitches, again here, see, you need to zoom in to see what all details are there. So just click on all these pointers and let's see if I get it. Sorry, this is the 1, 2, 3. Command C, Command F, and you have your curve, which is going to be your stitch line. Let's do the dash line here. Again, click on the first butt cap. What you see here is a little bit of glitch with some extra vectors, anchor point, sorry, and you can just kind of delete it and get rid of it and just make your lines clear. One more, guys. Yeah. Okay, and if you like, I'm sorry, I'm going all over the place. Yeah, okay. There, zoom in. Again, you can use the same reflect tool here. Copy. And move it around. That way you can complete your stitch. The last thing that you can actually do is, if you want, you can just use the pen tool and join them so they become one. You see the whole thing merged. So yeah, so there you go. Oh yeah, and you see this white fill. Let's get rid of the white fill. This will be none. Okay. Again, if you compare, I didn't like the sleeves here, so you can always make your adjustments with the white arrow and move up, move this further up so it looks a little aesthetically correct. Yeah. And you just bring it down back. There's a little curve that happens. Okay, yeah, I think that's better than this. I'll just bring that back again. Use reflect, copy, use the shift key and then drag it to the right and put it up there. There you go. A little too curvy, but that's okay. I mean, you're getting the point, right? Yeah. Okay, so that's that. And then if you want to give it a little bit of drapey strokes, like how we do it on illustrations and everything, just create a curve and then go to stroke. Sorry, let's go to stroke and use profile. Profile is going to help you find all these different versions of uniformity of your thickness of the line. So there you go, you get this really sharp points on the edges, and then you can just kind of increase the width. You get this strokey kind of a feel to it. Okay, all right, now the next thing, just to add that extra feel to the silhouette, what we'll do is we will select all the body parts. Wait, once again, we forgot to do one more thing. We had to add a little box which is basically like the moon patch which goes on the back side of the body. Okay, there. Now what we'll do is we'll select all the bodies. Okay, not the stitches but just the bodies. Bodies, what I mean by bodies are all the objects. Okay, so all the objects here which are all containers, and you just press control or command C, command B. Okay, so what has happened is right now you're not able to see anything, but there's a copy of all of these containers or the patterns or these objects that have been created behind. Okay, I'll just move it aside so you can understand what I'm saying. So basically another copy of only these objects and without the stitch lines. Okay, so I selected those and then I set control C, control B. I get this. I just moved it aside. I don't have to do it, but I'll just demonstrate and then we'll do that again. So do this and unite. So you see you have only the outline mostly. You don't have to really worry about this. And then just increase the width, the width of the stroke. And when you just keep it behind, it gives you an effect of this, where basically the outline of the silhouette. Okay, so I'll just do it again the way we should do. So click, press shift and select multiple objects at a time. There you go, you have selected all the objects. Command C, command B. and then I'll just do Pathfinder Unite. I'll just find the Pathfinder in Windows, Pathfinder, and Unite. Okay, and then increase the width. So that's all up to you how much you want to do it. It can be 8, it can be 7, whatever's fine. All right, so there you go, your t-shirt is done. Now let's get to the little bonus that I'm just going to brush over really fast, but we'll go into this in detail in the coming few videos. So what we'll do is we'll try to fill this up with this gray melange little fabric swatch. Okay, let's do it. We open window, swatches, and this little window pane opens. Basically, you have all the color fills that you need, or you also have some repeats. So all you have to do is just drag and drop. First of all, you have to resize, because then it'll resize. I'll show you a couple of options. Let's see this. I made a copy of this, made it smaller, and I'll drag and drop to the swatch box. I'll also drag and drop this one because this is smaller, so it is going to register like that. So just click on the objects up and click here, and you get this as a repeat. Okay, what is happening here is these are all white fills. You can just select on these objects and just get rid of the white fill. So there you go, you get this effect. Now let's try the other option, which is the bigger option. So you see the way whatever way you want to save, first of all make your swatch it into the size that you desire, and then you drag and drop it. So you have a bigger swatch of this piece into here, and you could just select all of these and just click and have the color filled here. That's about it. So this was the idea. I know there are a little bit of glitches, but these are again your basic tools at the moment that we are learning. You have this, you can see there's this repeat of the tiles that is not matching here, but we'll cover all these in the next tutorial and next one. We'll also learn to do the rib lines and many other things. So but for now, I think this should be good for you to get started with. All right, if you have any questions, please feel free, and I hope this video really helped you in creating a basic t-shirt. All right, thank you then. Bye.